Hey guys, it's Nicole. So I just got through from watching Mama Dr. Jones. Shout out to Mama Dr. Jones. She's a OB-GYN, as she always says, and she just did like a reaction video to the these twins videos who were doing like a womb simulator. And I just had to tell my birth story. I am a mother of four, and I have a set of fraternal twins. This is the story of my fraternal twin pregnancy slash labor and delivery. So I was 18 years old, and I'm going to keep weights and all that in there because very important. 18 years old in the military. I was 150 pounds, six pack, in shape, looking good. Hashtag how I got the twins. Anyway, so I got pregnant, and I found out very early, and that's something that's ongoing in all my pregnancies. I found out very early, kind of like the second I get pregnant, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm pregnant, because I kind of know my body. And I was on birth control, and I got pregnant anyway, on birth control. I was on the pill. I got pregnant. I found out at 7 weeks, like confirmation. And then I found out at 9 weeks that it was twins. And then I also found out at 13 weeks or somewhere around there that one was a boy. Couldn't find out what the other twin was at the time. Come to find out that that twin was a girl. At about 6 months, I went into the hospital because I was having buku labor pains. At one point I couldn't stand up straight because one of the twins must have had like a foot on my nerve or something, and I could not stand up straight. There's super duper back pain. And we were able, through massaging and kind of coaxing and kind of talking to the baby, to get me to be able to stand up, and also found out I was 3 centimeters dilated. So they kind of they gave me some type of shot, I guess, to stop me from going into premature labor at 6 months, and stop my labor there. I was 3 centimeters, and I stayed at 3 centimeters throughout my pregnancy. So my due date was June the 10th, and they did not come. I remember because I was pregnant with J-Lo, like J-Lo's twins. We were pregnant at the same time. And I remember looking on TV, and she had had her babies. I'm like, where are my babies? My babies are still up in here. They ain't coming. I'm big as a whale. I'm every bit of 250 pounds at this point. And like, I'm just over it. So it's like the night of June 23rd, and I'm having contractions, but they had kept sending me home because I've been to the hospital and they kept sending me home saying I'm not dilating and that's too early, yada, 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 blah, 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 like weeks prior. And I didn't want to keep getting sent home. So I'm laboring at home with my sister Ebony. I'm just laboring at home, and I'm making all these noises. And she's like, look, we're going to get up and we're going to go. So we get up and go to the hospital, and I'm like, look, I'm just going to keep screaming. I don't care what the monitors say. I don't care what they say about me not being in labor and yada, yada, yada. They're talking about they're going to induce me on July 4th or something like that. And I'm like, that's weeks and weeks away. They're playing with my life right now. And I ain't got time to continue to be pregnant. Because at that point, I was 42 weeks in 4 days, I believe. So when I went in to the hospital, I did what I said. I was like, the guy came out, the security guard, like, oh, I'm going to get a wheelchair with you. And at this point, I'm super big. I could not fit into the wheelchair. So I'm like, I can walk up to labor and delivery, yada, yada, yada. I walk up there. They hook me up to the monitors, and they're like, look, they get in contact with my OB. And then she's like, yeah, just go ahead and start the induction stuff for her. So it was a not planned or unplanned induction, and they started the induction. They gave me a lot of medicines and stuff like that. I believe they gave me Pitocin and Cervidil. The Cervidil was first. It did not do anything for me. It did not dilate me at all. In the time frame, they said, in 12 hours nothing happened. So they was like, okay, we're going to do the Pitocin. Got everything, and then got a crack a lacking. And that's when the delivery started. I immediately was like, look, I'm hungry. I couldn't eat anything. They wouldn't let me eat anything just in case I had to go into emergency surgery or anything like that. I was only able to eat like ice chips and all that. I remember they were kind of scolding me about trying to leave it was June in Miami, summer in Miami. So it was very hot. And they were like, Yeah, you can't, don't leave the ice chips in the window so it can melt so you can drink it. No fluids, no water drinking, and like no food. And my family kept sneaking in. They eating chicken in there. It's my first pregnancy. I'm 18 years old. I believe I was 19 by this time, through it because I got pregnant at the end of the year. So by the time I delivered, I was 19. And so we go in, it's finally time, I guess, to deliver. And they take me to the operating room because they said that's where I had to deliver my twins at, in the operating room. I couldn't deliver it in the room that I was laboring in because it wasn't like, I guess that's not what they do at the hospital. And I was at North Shore Hospital. For those who live in Miami, you know what I mean. And they took me to the operating room. They're trying to put my feet up in the stirrups, and they're like, "Oh, breathe into this oxygen mask." I did not want to go through any of that. Like, that's when I knew and learned that I'm not the type to be bothered while I'm laboring or delivering. I rather, more natural and calm, unassisted, if you will, birth. But it was, like I said, I was young. It was my first pregnancy, so I didn't know. I was just listening to whatever they said, and I get to pushing, and my son, he's like, crowning or trying to come out, and he'll come out, and I didn't realize it was me making him go back up or something like that. Every time like he would try to come out, I would be like, wincing because of the pain, and he would come out a little bit and then go back in and come out a little bit, and it was just like too much. So end up pushing him out. He came out head first. He was baby A. He was born at 7 pounds 6 ounces, I believe. It was either, no, 7 pounds 14 ounces, and his sister was 5 pounds. I think I'm saying that right. I gotta look, but I'm pretty sure he was 7'14" and she was 5'15", because they were big. He's still today bigger than any other baby I've had. He was bigger than any of my other singletons, if you will. And I've had a 7'8" and a 7'10" since him. So he was over that. And so he was a big baby, and they had to, and then my daughter was born. They were trying to turn her around in my stomach while she was still in my stomach. They brought the ultrasound thing in there and tried to see where she was at, because he came out, and then they were like, "Oh, she's feet first." She was breech, and they were like, "Oh, she's trying to come out," and it was her feet first, and they were trying to like physically turn her in my stomach, like actually get a hold of her, but they couldn't. She was coming down too fast, I guess. So they let me deliver her feet first, and they like kind of grabbed her feet to make sure she came out together. Because I remember at one point they're like, "Stop pushing, you're gonna break her hip," and I'm like, "Okay, yada yada yada." But when you're delivering, it is very, very hard to stop pushing, like when you feel like you have to push. So I'm pushing her out, yada yada yada. We get her out. She's healthy. Came out feet first. And if you think that's the end, it's not. I had to deliver 2 placentas because they were fraternal twin tents, boy and girl. And I had to push out 2 placentas and all this other crap and get that out. And I did get stitches for my son. Then they whisked the twins away. Well, no, they allowed them to, while I was delivering Jada, baby B, they allowed my son Jalen to do skin to skin with me, and we nursed right there. So I was nursing and delivering the other baby. Obviously not much was coming out but colostrum, but that's all he needs in the first day, and that's all any baby needs in the first day is, just that little drops of colostrum. But different story, different day. So he's coming out, and I delivered them both. And when I went into the delivery room, they had gave me some type of antibiotic or something. And they said because I had a fever or some type of infection. And because of that, they said that the babies had to go to the NICU. And I felt very, very like, I don't know really what the word is. I felt, I guess, some type of way because the babies that were in the NICU were very, very sickly. They were small, premature babies, baby that were born very, very early, like 25 weeks, very tiny, could fit in the palm of your hands. And here go my big, gigantic, healthy babies in here. Jalen did have jaundice, so they had to put like a light on him, and they had a feeding tube in his head right here to help him eat because he wasn't really trying to eat what they were trying to give him. So I was pumping, and entirely too early to be pumping, but hashtag I was young, giving pumping and like giving him the milk. And had I known what I know now, I would have just kind of lobbied to have him do more latching onto my breast. And they spent 10 days in the NICU. Jada, she couldn't leave at the moment. I guess they was waiting for all the medicine that I took or that they gave me to leave their system or something like that. I really don't know like the medical terms for it, but I'm just going off what they were telling me. And yeah, I finally got my twins home, and that was in 2008 in Miami. My twins are now 11 years old, and we live in Georgia, and they're doing great in school. They're doing great in every other aspect. And yeah, that's my twin story. I have known a lot of other mothers who have had twins, and they kind of reach out to me and want to know like my birth story and how did I make things work being a single parent of twins at such a young age. And yeah, just everybody always is very intrigued about my birth story, like with the twins. Like that was a very long day. Oh, also they have opposite birthdays. Jalen was born at 11:43 p.m. on June 24th, and Jada was born at 12:10 a.m. on June 25th. I had a vaginal delivery, no epidural. Everything was good to go. Yeah. So that's my birth story for the twins. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And please, I would love for Dr. Mama Jones or Mama Dr. Jones to do a review on this video. And don't be talking about my fat rolls, okay? Get up off my fat rolls and breast cleavage. I know I'm fat. Don't need you to tell me. Bye-bye.